There we go. Charles Moscowitz here. Michael Warren is my guest. He is authoring the Patriot Week, which comes in September every year. He is seeking sponsorship by states. He's raising awareness of this event, which is a chance for all Americans to be aware of what it means to be American and to reflect upon that for 1 week and study that 1 week out of the year. Michael, thanks for joining me.
It's my pleasure.
Michael, talk a little bit about Patriot Week, how the idea came about, and what is the potential content of it.
All right. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they're endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That when any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to establish new government, laying its foundation in such principles and organize its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Those words from the Declaration of Independence were revolutionary in 1776, and they remain revolutionary today. The idea about Patriot Week is to renew the spirit of America by celebrating our founding first principles from the Declaration of Independence, which I just talked about: the rule of law, unalienable rights, limited government, the social compact, equality, and the right to alter or abolish an oppressive government. Key documents and speeches that embody that, like the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, the I Have a Dream speech. Founding fathers and other great patriots that made them come alive in America, like Patrick Henry, John Adams, Washington, Madison, Jefferson. And then we can't forget the women. So we have Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony. And also our struggles with racial equality. So we have Martin Luther King Jr. and Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln. And then flags from our history that symbolize that, like the suffragettes had a flag, the Don't Tread on Me flag, the Gadsden flag, the Bennington flag that flew in combat in 1776 has a 76 in the corner. And it actually, you asked how it started. To give you a little bit of background on that, I am the product of a atheistic father and a disaffected Catholic. And so they believe that they're kind of children of the 60s. And they said, with regard to religion, Mike, you can believe anything you want. Just remember, I'll use poppycock. That wasn't quite the word they used. And so as a young child, I was an adamant atheist. In high school, I became an agnostic. And then of all places, in Ann Arbor, in law school, the Holy Spirit came and found me, and I converted overnight, much to the shock of my family and friends, to Catholicism. And I tell you that because as an adult convert, I had to learn about the liturgical calendar. So we learned about, Ash Wednesday, which is coming up this week, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Easter, Pentecost, Advent, Christmas. Why do we have those days? To stop in the hustle bustle of our lives and to renew our faith. And all the great religions have that. In America, I used to have a civic calendar. We had Washington's birthday, Lincoln's birthday, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Thanksgiving, and Armistice Day. Why? To stop in the hustle bustle of our days and to renew our faith in America. Well, unfortunately, those holidays have now become emptied out and cheapened and hollowed. Excuses for 3-day weekends, barbecues, appliance sales, carpet sales, not much solemn devotion to the blessings of liberty like the holidays were intended. So I explained this to my then 10-year-old daughter. She got very upset, pounded on the table, and said, "Dad, that's wrong. We need to do something. We need to start a new celebration for America." And that's how it started.
That's amazing.
In over 10 years, we started on September 11th, which is the anniversary, of course, of the terrorist attacks, and ends on September 17th, which is the anniversary of the signing of our Constitution. You can go to patriotweek.org to check out all the different things that we have, but we've had parades, festivals, paloozas, picnics, gubernatorial debates, panel discussions, special speakers, red, white, and blue days in schools, 9/11 ceremonies, all kinds of different things. We have a cable show and a podcast. So again, you can go to patriotweek.org, or I also talk about these themes in a book I've written called America's Survival Guide. You can check that on americasurvivalguide.com or Amazon, etc. But the idea is to get people excited to really understand our founding first principles, why America is a unique country in the whole course of human history, and to preserve and protect our freedoms, because if we don't understand our freedoms and liberties, we're definitely going to lose them.
Absolutely. It doesn't grow on trees, and young people think that freedom is granted to them by the state, that the state invents and creates freedoms, when freedoms are, as the Declaration says, inalienable, which means more than just ingrained in us, but that they're true, that they are existing, and that it's our job to understand and perceive those freedoms and advance them, and that it's the job of the state to protect freedoms, not grant freedoms. You say that the American Revolution was revolutionary. In a way, I argue it's counter-revolutionary in that it basically reestablished natural rights that were usurped by governments going all the way back to the days of Nimrod. I mean, we have, at the time of the founders, you had, rights, divine right of kings, that the king would have full power and his aristocracy to grant rights or take them away based on whim, based on what they thought was politically expedient. The genius of the American experiment, and that's capsulated in the very quote you just read, is the fact that we rejected that idea and we said that rights come from the Creator or God, or however you want to put it, something outside of us, something that is inalienable. It can't be manipulated by human fiat, and that we as individuals have those rights. The Bible talks about this, and men and women are created in the image of God, and that as such, we then transfer responsibilities to a limited government to protect those rights and to preserve them and to allow us in that context to exercise them and to be free. And so, this is a great thing you're doing, because younger people have no idea of what it is how it is that they wake up every day and they live in an extraordinarily free world, that it just didn't happen. It doesn't grow on trees. You have to learn it. You have to fight for it sometimes. You certainly have to advocate for it like you're doing. So, I think that what you're doing is great. I mean, we need to have a national education, a national dialogue on the nature of American rights and of rights, period, because this isn't, I don't mean American in the chauvinistic sense. We're not better than anyone else. These are universal rights that can be accepted by any society in the context of their own society. They're, for whatever reason, we accepted them more than I think any society in history, but the result is obvious. That's why we're prosperous. That's why we're free. So these are rights that are open to anybody and all people. So, Michael, I congratulate you for what you're doing. Now, have you gotten Massachusetts to do anything, my own home state?
Well, I wish we had. Right now, we've had over 15 states recognize Patriot Week. And we've also just, in 2019, had the U.S. Senate unanimously approve Patriot Week. And in fact, it was interesting because we had a Michigan U.S. Senator, Gary Peters, and a Louisiana U.S. Senator, John Kennedy. Kennedy's, interesting enough, a Republican. Peters is a Democrat, so it was a bipartisan effort, unanimously passed. I figure if that happens, it must be good, because there's so few things that have passed unanimously in the U.S. Senate recently.
Good.
We've had a number of participants in different states like New York and Texas and a number of other places, but Massachusetts is fertile ground for us. It is the cradle of the revolution. So many fantastic patriots came out of there, like John Adams, one of the people that we laud and celebrate, but also James Otis and Adams' second cousin, Samuel Adams, Hancock, and then my namesake, Joseph Warren, who was really the first major martyr of the American Revolution.
Yeah, by Bunkers Hill.
Mm-hmm. Yes, died at Bunkers Hill, and a phenomenal orator and writer. So it really ought to be embraced by those in Massachusetts. So those of you that are listening in Boston or elsewhere, please reach out to me at mwarren. That's M as in Michael Warren, like Joseph Warren, WARREN, at patriotweek.org. Or you go to patriotweek.org just directly, or you can catch me on Facebook. Again, Michael Warren, out of Michigan. I'm a judge out here, so would love to continue the grassroots effort and continuing to spread it across the country.
Well, I wouldn't hold my breath with Massachusetts. It's fallen far from the tree. But certainly let me know if you hear from people, because that would be a fantastic development. I still have hope for my own state. Michael Warren, I want to thank you for joining me this afternoon.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much. God bless you, and God bless America.
And God bless you as well. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.